These zodiac signs were chosen by fate. Their strength is activated in difficult times. Have you ever noticed that some people seem to be made for trials? When others fall, they rise. When the world collapses, they become its support. Why does fate entrust them with the most difficult moments? There are zodiac signs that the universe itself has chosen as its warriors. In their blood is the power to overcome. In their souls is a quiet fire that flares up just when all seems lost. It's not just luck or character. It's an ancient code that activates when life demands to prove who you really are. When darkness comes, these people do not seek salvation, they become the light. They act when others remain silent. They feel when others lose faith. And it is in such moments that their true strength awakens, like a hidden energy that is awakened only by trials. Today you will learn which signs of the zodiac have been marked by destiny. Which of them are capable of rising from the ashes and turning pain into a source of power. Don't miss out. Perhaps you are one of the chosen few. Subscribe so you don't miss your signs of strength. Because when destiny calls, it will be too late to look for answers. The first sign is Taurus. Taurus is a person whose inner strength has been tested by time and circumstances. When the world collapses and chaos reigns around them, they are the ones who remain calm. Their strength is not loud or flashy, but it has an amazing calmness, as if the earth itself breathes through them. They never engage in battle first, but when fate strikes, Taurus becomes an impenetrable wall. Their strength awakens when others have already given up. In such moments, their gaze hardens, their movements become precise, and their voice becomes low and confident. Everything around him seems to quiet down, acknowledging that the countdown has begun and now he will change everything. Taurus knows how to withstand pressure, as if created to bear a burden that no one else can bear. Where others look for excuses, he looks for solutions. He does not need applause or approval because he knows that true power does not require recognition. It is a strength that grows from within, from every trial he has silently endured. The harder the path becomes, the stronger his step. There is no fuss or panic in his nature, only steadfastness and composure. He understands that chaos is simply a form in which the world tests his resilience. When Taurus faces loss, he does not break, but hardens. His character is like metal born in fire. The stronger the heat, the stronger the steel becomes. He does not succumb to manipulation or bow to circumstances. His patience is not a weakness, but a form of strength that few are capable of understanding. It is in moments of crisis that his special energy manifests itself. Invisible perseverance, restrained power, and stability that inspires others. He is capable of not just surviving, he becomes a pillar around which everything comes together again. His strength is not a sudden burst, but a slow, inevitable growth. Like the earth, he can remain silent for a long time, but when he decides to move, everything around him changes. Taurus knows how to focus on the main thing, cut out the unnecessary, and this ability makes him almost invulnerable. He sees meaning where others see a dead end and keeps moving until he achieves results. Even if they are left alone, they do not lose their dignity. Even if the whole world is against them, they do not lose heart. Because they know that true strength lies not in victory, but in perseverance. When the time of trial comes, Taurus does not require support, they themselves become a source of strength for others. They do not speak loudly, but their actions speak louder than any words. People who find themselves next to them in difficult times feel that this person will not give up. And if they are nearby, then there is a chance. Taurus can remain silent for a long time, but when they decide to act, their decisions are precise, cold, and infallible. He does not seek revenge, he restores balance. He does not destroy, he stabilizes. And therefore his strength is not destructive, but creative. Fate shows him not to be a hero, but to be a support for the world when it trembles. And in this lies his true destiny. The second sign is Pisces. Pisces is a sign that does not resist the flow. But this is precisely where their greatest strength lies. When everything around them collapses, they do not burn up in the chaos, but dissolve into it to find a new direction. Their strength lies not in resistance, but in deep understanding. In the most difficult moments, Pisces do not lose their ability to feel, to see the invisible, to hear what others ignore. They do not run away from pain. They are able to enter into it, feel it, understand it, and come out renewed. This is a rare gift, strength through gentleness, steadfastness through compassion. Fate has chosen them not for struggle, but for salvation, through intuition, through the soul, through the ability to preserve humanity when the world turns into a cold mechanism. When hard times come, Pisces seem to become different. Their outward softness disappears, giving way to an inner coolness based not on logic but on wordless knowledge. They sense the direction where no one else can see the road. They don't need proof to know who to trust and where to go. In crises, it is Pisces who remain capable of maintaining meaning. They do not look for enemies or waste energy fighting the inevitable. They simply do what needs to be done, as if they already know how it will end. And more often than not, they are right. Their strength is not visible on the surface. It is not thunder or lightning, but a quiet current, an underwater tide that eventually turns everything upside down. Pisces do not give up not because they are stubborn, but because they know that everything has its own rhythm, and even pain is part of the journey. When others lose their balance, they remain the center of calm. They can cry and smile at the same time because they understand that emotions are not the enemy, but the key to survival. Their sensitivity is armor that has no equal. In moments when fear reigns around them, it is Pisces who are able to comfort, inspire, and revive faith in the impossible. Pisces is a force that is activated from within when darkness falls. Then their eyes become deeper, their words more precise, their actions wiser. They may not have a plan, but they know the direction. Their energy flows around obstacles, bypassing them without breaking, and in the end, it reaches a goal that no one else could get close to. There is no chaos in their nature, there is a depth that no one can measure. When life demands the impossible, Pisces do the impossible simply because they do not know the boundaries between the possible and the impossible. They do not need to win to be strong, they win by remaining themselves. When the world collapses, Pisces do not lose faith in goodness. They do not allow bitterness to poison their hearts. Their strength lies in keeping their souls alive. They do not destroy the old for the sake of destruction, they quietly create the new. Their energy is not a storm, but a current that changes the direction of rivers. When the moment of complete darkness comes, it is Pisces who carry the light, not bright, not blinding, but guiding. They do not rush forward, but thanks to them, those around them survive. Fate has chosen them as bearers of inner balance, as a reminder that humanity is also a form of strength. And in the most difficult times, it is this strength that determines who is capable of weathering the storm and remaining human. The third sign is Aquarius. Aquarius is a sign for which crisis is not an enemy, but a field of action. When others see a dead end, he sees a beginning. His strength lies not in physical endurance or stamina, but in thinking that goes beyond the ordinary. In difficult times, Aquarius does not lose its mind, it gains clarity. Its mind seems to be activated by pressure, turning chaos into structure. Where everyone else clings to the old, he is already building the new. That is why fate has chosen him as the conduit of change, not as a destroyer, but as a reformer capable of rising above panic and seeing solutions that others deem impossible. Aquarius does not seek support, he becomes the source of direction. His strength manifests itself when old foundations collapse. He is not afraid of uncertainty, on the contrary, it stimulates him. At moments when others are afraid, Aquarius acts coldly, rationally, clearly. They do not waste energy on complaints or get stuck in emotions. They have an inner core that connects intellect and will. This is what makes them unpredictable, because they are able to act in conditions where others lose their footing. They don't run away, they analyze, rebuild, and reform. And in doing so, they survive, saving not only themselves but also those around them. Their strength lies in their ability to remain level-headed when everything is falling apart. They see the big picture and don't get caught up in the details. Aquarius does not succumb to panic because he understands that everything that seems like a disaster is just a transitional stage. And if you act calmly, you can change the outcome. There is something about him that is difficult to describe, an inner discipline, an almost mathematical logic combined with intuition. They do not wait for miracles, they themselves become the cause of change. Their actions are rational, but each of them has its own share of inspiration. It is not a rush, but a conscious movement. Where everything loses meaning, Aquarius creates a system. When fate confronts him with trials, Aquarius does not withdraw into himself. He turns pain into strategy. He does not break down walls, he looks for doors. His mind does not rest until it finds a way to get through the impossible. He is capable of rebuilding his life from scratch because, for him, nothing is final. They believe in reason, in ideas, in the power of thought. And when the time comes to act, they do so without fear. Their strength lies not in aggression, but in precision, not in rage, but in vision. They see not only themselves, but others as well, understand how the world works, and use that knowledge to survive. When everything collapses, Aquarius remains on the surface not because he is stronger, but because he is more flexible. He adapts, rebuilds, and changes direction faster than anyone else. His energy is directed not at preserving the old, but at creating the future. He does not seek peace, he seeks development. That is why fate has given him the ability to see further. They are not prophets, but their thinking is ahead of events. They feel that any test is a challenge to grow, and they accept this challenge without hesitation. Aquarius is a sign that is not afraid of destruction because it knows that something new can be built from the ruins. Their strength lies in ideas, in reason, in independence. He does not succumb to fear or bow to chaos. He simply takes a step forward when others stand still. Fate did not choose him by chance. He is the one who reminds us that a person's strength is measured not by how much they have endured, but by how much they have been able to maintain clarity when the whole world has plunged into darkness. The fourth sign is Capricorn. He does not ask for support, does not seek recognition, and does not wait for help. He has an innate survival instinct. When others fall, he becomes stronger. In moments when life is falling apart, Capricorn seems to cease to be human in the usual sense. His inner structure comes together, like a stone that withstands fire and ice. He does not fuss, shout, or look for someone to blame. He acts with the cold precision of a surgeon, cutting away everything unnecessary from reality. His strength is not bright or ostentatious. It is like the deep pressure of the Earth's strata where diamonds are formed. At ordinary times, he may seem reserved, even aloof, but when the storm begins, he reveals himself in a way that almost no one has ever seen before. A calm gaze, clear decisions, flawless logic. It is as if an ancient mechanism is activated in him, one that knows how to navigate chaos without losing its integrity. He does not break down because he has never built illusions. His world is real, concrete, and therefore stable. Inside Capricorn lives a power that needs no proof. He does not save with words, he saves with his presence. His confidence is physically palpable. Even the most insecure person feels solid ground beneath their feet when they are near him. In difficult times, he becomes a pillar of support, not because he wants to, but because he doesn't know how to do otherwise. When the world collapses, he silently gathers the pieces and turns them into a new structure. And each time, it is better than the last. His weapon is patience. He endures where others burn with impatience. They are able to wait for the moment when all of their opponent's resources are exhausted and take the precise step that changes everything. They are not afraid of the dark because they are used to living without illusions. Their eyes see not only light but also the structure of shadows, which means they always know where to put their feet, even in the dark. Capricorn is not a rebel, but neither is he a subordinate. He follows his own path, without shouting or showing off. His strength lies not in winning, but in persevering. When the ground beneath his feet turns to quicksand, he becomes a mountain. And this mountain is immovable, because inside him is a foundation that does not depend on the outside world. They do not live in fear of difficulties. For them, difficulties are a natural environment, a test of strength in which they reveal their true nature. The harder the path, the clearer their steps. They know how to walk on a knife's edge without losing their balance. Their calmness irritates the weak and inspires those who are able to see deeper. In moments of universal despair, Capricorn becomes the center of stability. His decisions are precise, his actions simple but calculated. He does not fuss, complain, or explain, he just does what needs to be done. He builds order out of chaos, a system out of pain, and a strategy out of fear. This is his destiny, to turn trials into a structure for survival. Many do not fully understand him. They think he is cold, closed off, too rational. But behind this lies something else, a rare ability to not let emotions destroy his goal. His strength lies in his self-control. He may be surrounded by a storm, but inside him there is silence. This silence is not empty, but filled with concentration. It gives birth to decisions that later save others. When the world collapses, Capricorn does not look for someone to blame, he looks for a way out. He does not give up because he does not know how to do it. There is no pathos, no theatricality in him, only inner discipline that turns chaos into order. He is not a hero in the usual sense, but he is the one who remains standing when others fall. His strength is activated not for glory, but for survival. He does not believe in miracles, but he himself becomes one for those around him. His presence is an anchor that keeps others from falling into the abyss. He knows that the path to the top is not for everyone, but he keeps going. And if he has to, he will walk through rocks, rain, and cold, but he will not turn back. Because inside him is that very mechanism of fate that kicks in during difficult times and makes the impossible possible. The fifth sign is Sagittarius. He lives with fire under his skin. In calm periods, this fire seems like an inner light, warm, confident, inspiring. But when trials come, it turns into a flame that can light the way not only for himself, but also for those who have lost their bearings. Sagittarius does not know what retreat means. When everything collapses, he does not seek shelter. On the contrary, he steps forward, as if sensing that now is his moment to shine. His strength lies not in brute power or cold steadfastness, but in the confidence that even chaos has meaning. He has an inner compass that always points the way. In difficult times, he does not panic, he moves, searches, acts. It is as if he can see through the darkness the path he must follow, and he never doubts, even when no one else around him believes. He has a determination that does not depend on circumstances. Sagittarius knows how to lift others up when they feel they have no strength left. His words are direct, sometimes harsh, but always accurate. He does not flatter or appease with lies. He tells the truth that can bring people back to life. And in moments when everything is falling apart, it is his honesty that becomes a salvation. They remind us that there is a road ahead, even when it seems that the world has stopped. When a crisis strikes, Sagittarius becomes a source of movement. They cannot stand still, their energy breaks through the stagnation. Where others freeze, they take action. Their strength lies in initiative. They know how to turn fear into fuel. For him, every failure is not a defeat, but a signal that he needs to move faster. He does not tolerate passivity and is not afraid of the unknown. On the contrary, he seeks it out, because it is in the unknown that true renewal is born. He has an inner passion that has nothing to do with recklessness. He takes risks consciously because he knows that nothing develops without movement. His spirit does not allow him to get stuck in the swamp of circumstances. When everything around him slows down, Sagittarius becomes the impetus for change. His faith in himself and in his path is unshakable, not because he is lucky, but because he never stops acting. He does not seek control, he trusts life. But this is not naivety, but conscious acceptance. He understands that the stronger the wind, the higher you need to raise your head. He does not waste energy on complaints or dwell on fear. For him, difficulties are a signal to act. His strength is activated when others lose their footing, and then he becomes a leader, even without wanting to. People follow him because they feel that he will not break. In difficult times, Sagittarius is able to see perspective where everyone else sees a dead end. His mind instantly builds new routes. He does not dwell on loss, he looks for opportunity, and that is what sets him apart from the rest. He knows how to extract meaning from any situation, turning defeat into the foundation for a new path. His energy does not fade, even when the world is against him. Inside him lives an independent warrior who does not seek approval. He knows that the struggle is not always visible to others, but it is there. And he is ready to go through anything if the goal is worth it. His determination is not loud, it is palpable. When he moves forward, even the air seems to change density. He exudes confidence, as if the world itself is adjusting to his pace. In trials, Sagittarius becomes a magnet of strength. His faith can infect even those who have long since forgotten how to hope. He does not lead with slogans, he leads by example, and the harder it gets, the brighter his inner fire burns. He does not give up because he knows that movement is life, and stopping is death. When the world collapses, Sagittarius does not lose himself. He takes a deep breath, straightens up, and takes a step forward. He understands that if fate has chosen him, then he is capable of going through anything. His strength lies in action, in the ability to keep going even when it seems impossible. And it is at this moment that what he was born for manifests itself, the ability to overcome the impossible without breaking down, but becoming even stronger.